How's it going, everyone? This is Christian Duke from ProgressiveActivist.com, joined by Flo at the Sacred Ground Camp on the front lines of the water protection efforts here in North Dakota. So, Flo, if you could talk to us a little bit about what brought you here. Like, why are you here on the front lines, you know, trying to protect the water for the generations to come?
Personally, I've been following the story, you know, these are my ancestral cousins. I've been very proud to see them standing since April. And once I started seeing the women being abused by the police officers, that was my motivation to come here. I have an elder friend who was arrested out here in one of these actions, and I came out here with the intention to give her protection. Well, since I've got out here, things have kind of changed. I did not expect things to go the way that they have gone, but I have an important role here. I've become a part of this camp.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually get it in the background. I was going the wrong way there, but we're all human. So you talked a little bit about the police brutality that took place here, and we heard about it around the country, even with pregnant women, which is just absolutely outrageous. It would make anyone's blood boil. That having been said, there's rumors back at Sacred Stone and Red Warrior and Rosebud camps that there are, and I don't know, but maybe you do hear the front lines, that some of the police officers are using semi-automatic rifles, and about 40 miles down there's a National Guard checkpoint that I've heard described as something out of the Middle East. Why do you feel that, you know, there's this escalation here when we're dealing with unarmed, peaceful protesters?
The semi-automatic rifles are nothing new. That is not a rumor. That did happen. That's to be expected. The National Guard, the governor has called for them because the state's running out of funds to deal with this issue. The governor, I believe, has money involved in this pipeline as well. He's a liar. He keeps lying about us, saying that we are disrupting people, that we are blocking traffic. Traffic is flowing. No problem here. The only thing that we have done to disrupt traffic is we put up our own signs asking to slow down so that people don't get run over, so that we don't have accidents in front of the camp. We're being responsible, clean people here. And they know this. They know that we are doing this the correct way, and it infuriates them. So they try to paint a picture that we're different.
And just to echo that, I mean, just based on my own, like, personal knowledge, what I can see and hear. I mean, I'm looking all around while I'm doing this interview. There's not like a piece of litter anywhere. This is completely self-policed, but policed by revolutionaries, not by people with badges and sidearms and all sorts of crap. Aside from the fact that we've seen an escalation by the state and the security companies, I also noticed that at the main camps, in the back line, I would say, there is a complete absence of mainstream media on what is called Media Hill. And how do you see this? I mean, how can the mainstream media ignore the fact that hundreds of Native American nations have come together, people from every state of the country, every country of the world? How can they ignore this?
Well, the mainstream media doesn't help. Even when they're here, they don't help. They spin the story anyway. We don't care to have mainstream media here for doing this. This is the new age. We are the 7th generation. We know how to handle media ourselves. Okay, we have plenty of independents coming through here, and they're more than welcome. But at this camp, mainstream media is not allowed for a good reason.
Absolutely.
They don't put our story out the correct way.
Absolutely.
They've always got their agenda.
Now, the last question, not to be a pessimist, but I am a realist. Last week, a lot of people around the country were sort of patting themselves on the back and feeling, you know, elation when 3 federal agencies, after the district court denied the injunction, 3 federal agencies, including the Department of the Interior and the Army Corps of Engineers, granted what is known as a TRO, or a temporary injunction. We all know that temporary could, you know, last as long as tomorrow, as long as Monday, who knows. A lot of people are calling for a permanent injunction, but we also know that the United States government has a terrible track record when it comes to injunctions and treaties and pacts with the Native Americans. In fact, to date, they haven't kept a single one. So, do you think that a permanent injunction would mean anything? And if not, how do you, what is the road to victory here, protecting the water?
We're not celebrating any victories. We see them as false victories. They say, oh, there's a 20-mile injection, whatever. This pipeline is 60% complete. Most pipelines that make it past 50 finish. They're making about 8 miles a day, closer and closer to the spot once again. You know, they came ahead here the other day when they wanted to start digging, too. They purposely wanted to start digging up our ancestors. You know, they were on a time limit. That's why they went ahead of schedule to get to this point. And once they did that, this camp here was established with the sole purpose of protecting these sacred grounds.
And I'm gonna pan over here in a second. I just want to let this car pass, and I just want to show what exactly Flo is talking about, because the other camps are very, very close. Cannot show.
Cannot show it. We do not want the sacred grounds on film or on.
Oh, it's that sacred grounds. I got you. So we won't do that then. But you are the very closest camp of all. So that having been said, what you're saying is you're speaking from your own personal experience, what you've seen, what you've heard, and I think that's really important. And as you can see, the way that Flo protected me, or protected the sacred grounds from even showing a glimpse of it, you can get a very good idea at home how serious and committed these warriors are and these activists are. And so what would you like to say to the people at home? You know, North Dakota really is a remote location. A lot of people can't get up here for whatever reason. Maybe it's money, maybe it's health, transportation. But if they wanted to do something at home, social media, spread the word, what can people at home do? What would you tell people at home to do to help this movement?
We need warriors. We do need warriors. If you are that warrior and you decide to come here, you must come here with respect above all else. Respect for this land and respect for our ways. That is first and foremost. If you cannot make it here, we need your support. We cannot do this without your support. I am not from North Dakota, but I am told that this will be the harshest winter of my life. We're prepared to face frostbite and ammonia. We're preparing for the winter now as best we can. But as you can see, right now we have tents living in ditches.
Yeah.
Our new home is on the side of a highway. We live on a highway, 1806. That's my address now. We need help. We need support. That pipeline is not going to stop, no matter what they say. I've read their statement. They're just as motivated as we are. So someday there will be a showdown here. They will try to get through here. And we're standing. We're waiting for it.
Thank you, Flo. I really appreciate your candor and everything you're doing to protect the water that is for the Native Americans and for millions of people all around the country. Without water, this will become a dead planet. And once the water is contaminated, unfortunately, you can't fix it. Sometimes you're just stuck, like the people in Flint, Michigan. So really, really appreciate everything you're doing here.
I hope.